you're here, it's because you either feel that you'll never sound like a native speaker no matter how hard you try, or because you feel you've lost your identity chasing a native-like accent. If so, I'm afraid you've been a victim of the speak like a native trap. By the way, what does speak like a native mean to you? Does it mean perfect pronunciation, perfect grammar, advanced vocabulary, or speaking with a native-like accent? Then which accent? Because there are many. Today, I'm here to talk about a controversial topic. How can you speak like a native speaker even if you have an accent? I'm going to address the speak like a native trap. I'm going to tell you what you can do to break free. And finally, we'll redefine how the speak like a native should feel. Plus, I'm going to give you a challenge to help you boost and build your English fluency. So what exactly is the speak like a native trap? The reason behind it? Social media. You've been told, stop making these grammar mistakes if you want to sound like a native speaker. Use these advanced vocabulary if you want to sound like a native speaker. You're even told that your accent is a problem that needs to be fixed, and then you immediately associate fluency with speaking with a native-like accent, and you tell yourself, if I don't speak like a native speaker, my English is not good enough. And that's the speak like a native trap. It's a mindset trap that leads you to speaking anxiety because you don't want to be judged, frustration because you can't get a certain accent right, insecurity, feeling ashamed of your own voice, and lack of confidence. This is a very dangerous trap because most of the times it leads you to silence, and that's the worst case scenario. I want you to stop for a minute and think. You stop speaking just because you're measuring fluency not only in the completely wrong way, but in the worst way possible. The problem with the speak like a native trap is that it completely ignores what actually matters in communication, expressing your ideas clearly and effectively. So here's what you can do to break free. All it takes is a mindset shift. You need to move from the speak like a native mindset, which goal is speaking exactly like a native speaker, to the speaking fluently mindset, which goal is clear and confident communication. Understanding and embracing that your accent is part of your identity and there is no need to fix it or erase it. So you need to redefine native in your mind. Instead of taking native for an American or British accent, native for you should mean being understood, so communicating your ideas clearly, speaking confidently, and using natural rhythm, phrases, and expressions that will make your everyday conversations flow naturally. Ask yourself, can people understand me? So do you use correct pronunciation? Because that matters most than getting a certain accent right. Can you express your thoughts easily? So do you have the necessary vocabulary? Do your conversations flow smoothly? So for example, you use linking words and reactions. Celebrate your accent. Having an accent is proof that you are multilingual, and that's a superpower, not a weakness. Think of how many non-native successful people have an accent, and you're just another one. Finally, your accent is part of your identity. It tells your story. It's part of who you are. Think about it this way. The real accent is inside each of you. So let's redefine speak like a native. First, when you're going to speak, you need to forget about, do I sound British? Do I sound American? Am I using perfect grammar? Because native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. Am I using advanced vocabulary? Because native speakers actually use very simple vocabulary on a daily basis. Instead, ask yourself, do I sound natural? Do I feel comfortable when speaking English? Do I like my voice? Do I feel myself when I speak in English? What if we redefine speak like a native using the following criteria? I can speak confidently. I can use and understand the nuances of the language, those subtle differences and variations in meaning, tone, and expressions. I can engage in meaningful conversations with both native and non native speakers. What if I told you that 75% of your conversations will happen between non native speakers? Yeah, because there are 1.9 billion people around the world who are non native speakers. I can use filler words, reactions, linking words, reductions like I'm gonna, I wanna, what you doing, slang, commonly used phrases, and idiomatic expressions. I have several videos on the channel that can help you with that. I'll link them down below. I can understand humor. So if you can check all the boxes, you can definitely speak like a native speaker even if you have an accent. So speak like a native means effective communication, not perfection. Here's a challenge to boost and build your fluency. Let's say you've been obsessed over a specific accent for the past 3 months, and I bet you've spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours doing shadowing exercises trying to get a certain accent right without any success. I want you to spend the same amount of time doing this. Practicing pronunciation, mastering intonation, stress patterns, and rhythm, widening your vocabulary, so learning commonly used phrases and expressions that are actually used in everyday conversations, mastering reductions, learning chunks of language, groups of words that naturally go together. Challenge yourself. Set a goal and spend 3 months doing what I just told you for at least 20 minutes a day. No cheating allowed, and let me know the results. Stop scrolling, stop comparing yourself to others, stop setting unrealistic goals, let go the perfectionist in you, and break the English ice. Be yourself no matter what they say. And if you want to know why your English learning journey feels as hard as hell, I want you to watch this video right here. See you in the next one.